when we were discussing the advent of the new religion of Islam, we discussed about the fact that Islam was growing in a close proximity with the religion of Christianity. Now, we had also discussed about the fact that if there would be any clash going ahead from that point of time. So, after a point of time, as and when different political changes took place, we see that Christianity and Islam come face to face with each other. But in order to know about that debacle, we need to go back and trace the situation, the political situation of the state at that point of time. So by the 10th century, we see and the power of the Abbasid Caliphate was on the decline. And we see that various new territories are coming up, which are being held by various warlords at that point of time. So many new rulers are conquering the Arabian territories. So all these places from Saudi Arabia to Iran to Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, Iraq, Syria, all these places are now being taken by the warlords or the territorial lords. And there is the recruitment of many Turkish people. So the people from Central Asia are coming in and they are taking over these areas as we are discussing. And these people from Turkey are being taken and being recruited into military, into administration and various other aspects in the society. So as they are being appointed as soldiers and generals, we see that these Turkish governors or these Turkish people in positions of power are now taking the places under them and are declaring themselves as independent rulers of those provinces or as governors of those provinces. And in this very way, we see that these Turkish people, because they are assimilating or getting assimilated into this very area, they are coming in contact with the religion of Islam and are getting converted to this religion of Islam and therefore are becoming governors of the various provinces. Now, by the 11th century, these people who were taking the positions of power or calling themselves as independent rulers of those provinces are rising to power more and are establishing various empires under them. So we see the various groups of the Seljuks, the Ghurids, and the Ottomans who were controlling West Asia. So here we can see the extent of the Ghurid Empire in 1205, where it is almost, extending towards the portion of Central Asia and then towards the portion of Indian region as well. And here we can see the Seljuks who had taken up most of the portions almost near to the Byzantine Empire here and covering the portions of Central Asia and then here the region of the Byzantine Empire closer to the capital of Byzantine Empire. So then these people and these new empires that are developing from these Turkish tribes are becoming very important and are becoming very powerful also. Now, if we look at this map here, we see the expansion of Ottoman Empire or the Ottoman Turks. So, slowly and steadily, the Ottoman Turks till 566 to 1683 have almost expanded to this entire region and are taking in all of these places. So, they are changing their borders and constantly expanding till almost the northern part of Africa. So therefore, as and when these people are gaining more and more power, here you can see the Seljuk Empire which has gained a control. They are now moving closer and closer to the Byzantine Empire right here, with its capital in Constantinople, right? So they are encroaching upon this entire area, the Seljuks, and now they are moving towards Constantinople, right? So the only place that the Seljuks could not conquer or did not take away was Greece and Asia Minor. So Greece here and Asia Minor. So by the time they were encroaching, they were moving up, they had already taken in Nicaea, Jerusalem, and would later also take in the entire Anatolian plateau. So this therefore became a period of crisis. Why so? Because in the Byzantine Empire we saw that Christianity was the legal religion, right? These places that the Seljuks, the Islamic tribes were taking in were the holy places for the Christians as well, and now for the Muslims. So therefore we see that there is a clash between these two vast religions, and there is a sort of war that is developing. Now this war between the Muslims and the Christians that began in 1096 is called the Crusade, which was the Holy War. And it is interesting, and as you already know, that this holy war was legitimized by the institution of church, because it was Pope Urban II who gave the call for this holy war. And you can see in this picture here the people, the army, the military fighting the Crusades. So this was a legal call for the war that the Pope made. So what is the holy war between the Christians and the Muslims called? Is it called Hajj, the Crusades, or the Tirath? That is correct. It is the Crusades. So the Crusades, or the holy war that we are discussing about, of course would have an impact on the society that these people were living in as well, right? So the impacts would then include, first of all, the interaction between the two zones, the Western countries and the Eastern countries. So we see that the trade routes are opening up and people are interacting more and more with these two regions. The second fact is that because there is an increased amount of interaction between the two areas, we see the growth of trade, which ultimately benefited the various merchants and brought in a lot of wealth into European countries like Italy, because of which ultimately the age of Renaissance and the age of change will take place. So these, merchants or the families that were becoming wealthy were also giving rise to the, increased, flourished economic situation that was ultimately financing the Crusades as well. So these families who were becoming wealthy because of the trade were ultimately financing the Holy War. Here you can see the growth of Islam after Muhammad is born, and then the interaction of Islam with Christianity. Finally, when here Buddhism has already grown, see the extent that Islam is going towards as the tribes are taking over, and Islam is covering almost most of the portions of Africa here and encroaching upon the region that Christianity established its hold before. So thus, as we saw, that Islam, therefore, after this war, after these changes, becoming a very pronounced religion. As we know today that Islam is the second largest religion that is followed after Christianity. So Islam got its hold during this point of time and then kept expanding as and when the people from these regions, the region of Middle Eastern zone, moved into other parts, conquering and converting other people into Islam. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. You can also register for free at deltastep.com or download the DeltaStep app to get access to all our 5000 plus amazing videos as per your school syllabus. Master each topic with our adaptive practice technology. Get million plus questions with step-by-step solutions and unlimited mock tests. Get all your doubts resolved instantly, learn via games and win amazing prizes like PlayStations and iPads. So at DeltaStep, learning is not just fun and easy, it is rewarding too. So register for free now.